So next concept, parallel force. So what is force? What is force? Force is the product of mass and acceleration. So force is the product of mass and acceleration. Force is the product of mass and acceleration. So what is parallel force? If forces are acting along the parallel lines, if two forces are acting along the parallel lines, then it is called as parallel force. So ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಫೋರ್ಸು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಲೈನ್ 1. ಸೊ ಲೈನ್ 1 ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಟು ಲೈನ್ 2. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೈನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ತರ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ F1 F2, if two forces are acting along the parallel lines, then it is called as parallel forces. So parallel force andre enu? So two forces are acting along the parallel lines. So parallel line andre enu? So ee tara ondra kelagade ondiddu ondakondu parallel ide. So ಆ parallel line alli force enadru act ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ force ಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? So parallel force ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So what is parallel force? Parallel force, if two forces are acting along the parallel lines, then it is called as a parallel force. So if two forces are acting along parallel lines, then it is called parallel forces. So what is parallel force? If two forces are acting along the parallel lines, then it is called as a parallel force. Then what are the types of parallel forces? Then next is types of parallel forces. Types of parallel force. There are mainly two types. First, like parallel force. Like parallel force. Second one, unlike parallel force. So there are mainly two types in parallel force, like parallel force and unlike parallel force. So we will see what is like parallel force. So if two parallel forces are acting along the same direction, so if two parallel forces are acting along the same direction, then it is called as like parallel force. So what is parallel force? If two forces are acting along the parallel line, then it is called as parallel force. If the direction of parallel force is same, or if two parallel forces are acting along the same direction, then it is called as like parallel force. So like parallel force andre, so ಎರಡು force F1 F2 are acting in the same direction, ಒಂದೇ direction ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು like parallel force ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So what is like parallel force? If two forces are acting in the same direction is called as like parallel force. Then what is unlike parallel force? So if two parallel forces are acting in opposite direction, then it is called as unlike parallel force. So unlike parallel force andre one force ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ F1 ಸೊ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ F2 ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅನ್ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ತರನೂ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಅನ್ಲೈಕ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ is like parallel force, opposite direction ittu andre unlike parallel force. So what is unlike parallel force? if two parallel forces are acting in opposite direction, then it is called as unlike parallel force. So like parallel force andre, if two parallel forces are acting in the same direction, then it is called as a like parallel force.